Hey y'all, it's me all in good fun with another video in my Things I Learned in History class series. Today I want to talk again about World War II, but I want to focus on what happened after the war. So of course we all learned about the atrocities, the concentration camps, the people put in cattle cars, hauled away, sexually assaulted, abused, medical experiments done, and then of course a mass unaliving of people. 12 million people unalived by Hitler and his crew. And then after the war, there was a trial held in Nuremberg. It was called the Nuremberg trials. And all these people who had done these atrocities were put on trial. And a lot of them, they said they were only following orders. Now, when I was a kid going to school, we used to try to imitate what that would sound like. I was only following orders. I was doing what I was told. Anyway, stuff like that. But I remember at the time thinking, well, at least, in the end, justice is served. And I do believe that people who do horrible, horrible things, justice is served eventually. Maybe they just meet their maker and, whatever happens, after. But I do believe justice does eventually get served. So nowadays, I think about all the kids, the little Gen Alphas who are learning about history. And, World War II seems a long time away to them, not to someone my age, baby boomer like me, but they maybe learn a little about that, but they're learning about what's happening in the United States today, about how people, brown people, Hispanic people, they're getting abducted, kidnapped, disappeared, put in concentration camps, children, orphans, separated from their families, horrible things, put into camps in the middle of the Florida Everglades surrounded by alligators. I mean, all this awful stuff. And they're probably thinking to themselves, I'm so glad I don't live in the United States. What a horrible place. And how could something like this happen in this day and age? Didn't they learn anything from history? And they're thinking all those things, but then they're probably also thinking, well, eventually they'll have their Nuremberg trials and justice will be served. And I hope they're right. I mean, I do believe the day will come when the occupier of the White House, this couch-humping hillbilly vice president, and the pedo-protecting Pam Bondi and Trash Patel and Christy the Gnome and Tom Homan, the guy who took the $50,000 bribe, and now all of a sudden he's been suspended and nobody's talking about him because they don't want us to labor on that $50,000 bribe it took. Anyway, I believe all those people, I think justice will be served. I think a time will come, there'll be a trial like the Nuremberg trials that maybe it'll take place in, Atlanta or Washington, D.C. or who knows where. But I think that day will come and justice will be served. And we have to hold on to hope that we see that in our lifetime. And that's all I have. I'm all in good fun.